Hey everybody, it's me. This is my face. You were briefly acquainted. So there was a misconception in the last video that I didn't actually do a face reveal, and I did. It was right at the end. I would never lie to you. Anyhow, I thought today, since the next video is a week or two off still, we could do a little bit of filler content and watch some of the very old and very bad animations I've done between the years of 2014 and 2017. So if you all are game for it, it's time for a me review. It was bad. I'm never gonna do that again. And links to some of these things will be in the description, so check down there if you want to watch along, because some of these things have copyrighted music. This first one was the very first 3D animation I ever did, and it was for my 7th grade science class. So my teacher told me that I had to do it like claymation style, and being the stubborn little kid that I was, I said, I'm gonna do it with this Blender thing I downloaded. And I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never used it before, and the result was not great. But it led to a whole bunch of other animations and a whole career doing this. So I'm grateful for it in all of its terrible glory. Also, my prepubescent voice is in it, so please don't bully me too hard.
During mitosis, the cell nucleus bursts and the spindle cells carry the chromosomes to the cell walls. The cell then divides and 2 new nuclei form around the chromosomes.
You know this kid was popular with the ladies. Listen to him. Bet he's a handsome devil.
Cytokinesis is when the 2 daughter cells split and move away from each other.
So we recorded the audio for this particular video in the hallway of the science building as people were walking by. So the finished result's not fantastic, and there's nobody else in this room. It's coming from the video. And the fun part of showing this video is that I get to expose my friends too. Fellas, I hope you're happy. You're part of history. The other neat thing was that I had to Google every single thing that I did while I was learning this, so I can remember specifically Googling, how do I make this ball shatter? Or how do I make glowy lights? And then I made a whole bunch of glowy lights, as you can see. And I just learned what keyframing was, so there are things just kind of flying off in directions that I never intended them to. And honestly, isn't that what it's all about?
Mitosis explained. There are 4 phases of mitosis: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. In prophase, the wall of the nucleus bursts open, and the chromosomes are pulled out by the spindle cells.
As you can see, I'm reusing animation. Now before you judge me, Walt Disney did that. Am I really the bad guy?
During metaphase, the spindle cells pull these chromosomes against the cell wall so the cell can begin to split. In anaphase, the cell actually splits. And then, during telophase, everything is completely split.
So this next one dates back to 2014 when everyone and their squeaker little brother had a Minecraft YouTube channel. I was one of them. And like every other Minecraft kid in 2014, the #1 thing on my mind was making my Minecraft music video. Now there's copyrighted music in this that I'm not actually going to play for you because I like making money. And I'm not telling you that it is Good Time by Owl City and Carly Rae Jepsen, but I'm also not telling you that it's not. Wait, is that all of it? There were definitely more finished shots, so I'm kind of disappointed that was all of it, and I'll tell you what, I am going to recompile that into a full, more or less finished animation. We are going to watch it in a dedicated video about my Minecraft days, because there's a lot of material. Moving on, so it's 2015. I'd just gotten out of my Minecraft phase, and I was determined to prove to everyone that I was an adult, gosh darn it. So I made a demo reel of the very little freelance work and all of the me work that I'd done for myself. More copyrighted music in this one, and the next one. This one might be set to Dreaming by Small Pools. It's set to Dreaming by Small Pools. Okay, so before we get into the video for real, this was my logo at the time, and it was First Flight Animation, and I was stealing the Flight Facilities logo. At least that's what I thought. I really liked the little aerial theme, and I liked the idea of me spreading my wings and flying away. I didn't realize that I just straight up ripped off the FaZe Clan logo. I wasn't a COD kid. I didn't know that at the time. Here it is. My first formal apology as a YouTuber. FaZe Clan, I'm truly sorry. I'm not. Here's the video. So this guy is a 3D sculpt of my head that I made. It's not based on reference imagery, it's actually my head. Like I took a 3D scan with, I think it was a Kinect. I found some online plugin and I made a 3D cast of my head, which makes it all the more unsettling. Moving on. So this was for my freshman year digital design class, and the teacher wanted us to make an advertisement for a product in a piece of software called Microsoft Photo Story. And if you've used it, you know it's bad, right? This thing was made for Windows 98, and it's a mess. I wanted to make something good, and I also didn't like the teacher, so I stuck it to her by making a good ad in Blender. And for some reason she liked the finished result, so I got away with it. God, that is noisy. That is so noisy. I don't know what I was thinking with that road material, but it's just messy all over the place. And I think there's another shot with this same car, and it's not even a different animation. I just put the camera at a different angle. I did not have enough material to be making a demo reel. Okay, so there's a funny story behind this guy. I love the show Clone High, and one of my favorite monologues of all time is from Dr. Scudworth in the second to last episode of the show. John Stamos calls him, and Scudworth is upset that Stamos beat him out for prom king in high school. Stamos! No! There goes my whole day! And he just goes on this insane rant about how inadequate he is. You should see my car, it's a mess! I'm a mess! And I've tried 2 or 3 times to animate it, and this one is by far the worst. I'm gonna do it right someday. I'll upload it. So this is the only one in the demo reel that was done in Maya. I did it at SCAD during one of their summer seminars. They had an animation class. It was a super cool experience, and I got to meet people that worked on, like, I got to meet the executive producer of The Breakfast Club, and I got to meet an animator on The Lion King. But I'm broke. I couldn't afford to go to that school. This is the only Maya class I will ever get from SCAD. So when I built my first computer, I did a video showing off like the build process and all the parts, and I put these little motion graphics in it. Because I had so little material to put in this demo reel, I dumped like 30 seconds of these motion graphics that I spent maybe 15 minutes on right in the middle of it, and there's another clip of it later. I shouldn't have made this. I found this font online and I thought it looked like the X-Men font, so I downloaded it and I made an X-Men logo. It looks kinda cool, but it took me 10 minutes and I put it in a demo reel, and I didn't even do it for anyone. It's just a thing that I put in it. I hope you liked it. Literally the same shot of the car. I just did it from a front-facing angle and did fancy rack focus. I really didn't have much going on when I was 15. So there was just one rotation of this car, and I decided to loop it like 5 or 6 times because I just wanted to fill the space in the song. For you younger animators out there, a demo reel shouldn't really be longer than a minute, but I really wanted to include the whole song. Essentially, I was just doing an AMV clip show of all the stuff that I was working on, rather than an actual demo reel. So there's a lot of looped stuff in here, but I am kind of proud of this car. So here's another loop, and I don't know if you picked up on this based on the very first shot of the reel. I was in the midst of a big Futurama phase, and I decided to model Dr. Zoidberg, and I was pretty happy with the final result. And for whatever reason, when I did this turnaround of him, I made his eyes follow the camera, and it's super unsettling. Watch this 5 or 6 times. What is that? I don't remember making that. Is that mine? I really hope that's mine. So The Force Awakens had just come out, and I was on the hype train, and I wanted to make a lightsaber, so I did that, and then I put several of them in this demo reel. That's kind of the whole story. This, I think, was the only actual freelance gig that I included in this reel. This was the only one that I was supposed to get paid for, and I say supposed to because the esports team that I did this for stiffed me. That's neat. Ooh, more Minecraft. Maybe I'll include this one in the Minecraft video. Again, sincere apologies to both Flight Facilities and FaZe Clan. So this is my 2017 demo reel, and I was completing it so I could use it to apply to colleges. I spent, I think, more than 30 hours on it. Yeah, my work habits have been bad for a while. And I was sick, right up to the deadline of me applying to the school that I wanted to go to. So I was sick, I was delirious, I was sleep deprived, and I put together this demo reel. This one actually has some good stuff in it. So this is the Mystery Shack model that I think the time-lapse of was the very first thing that I uploaded to this channel. I don't know if you could tell just based on the time-lapse, but it took 2 straight hours to render a single frame of this. As I was rendering it, my computer just melted. My graphics card quit, and I had to replace almost the entire thing the week before I applied to college so I could finish this demo reel, and it was a nightmare. But I got in! This iguana. I get sad every time I see this iguana. Shortly before I was trying to apply to colleges, I was working on this short film. And I got the idea when I was on a Disney cruise, and it was about an iguana swimming away from an island and breaking onto a cruise ship, because I thought that was an interesting premise. And I got about a month into working on it. I built all the environments, all the backgrounds. I did some of the animation too. And I overwrote the newest version of the file that all of it was stored in with an older version. And I lost the entire month's worth of work. I might have cried, and I never finished the short film, but every time I see this clip, I get sad thinking about what could have been. Okay, so this time-lapse clip was actually from the Futurama time-lapse that I put together, and this last clip got corrupted when it was exporting in that video, but this is what it was supposed to look like, right? This last shot of the Planet Express ship flying out of the roof, and this is probably the single animation shot that I've done that I'm the most proud of. This is a CG animated shot of a Lego guy in a classroom. Jay, if you're watching this is an act of war. I'm coming for you. This was a shot that I did for an ad agency that I was interning with, and it's supposed to illustrate the fact that this strand of DNA, and I don't know if it's all of humanity's or one person's, but this strand of DNA is 9 times the length of the solar system. You can't really tell that it's a strand of DNA, but I had a lot of fun putting it together. So the audio in this clip is actually from an episode of New Girl. I thought it would be interesting to have some characters doing dialogue, and I put this entire scene together in about 16 hours right before my demo reel was due, and the finished result is terrible because, like I said, I was sick, delirious, and sleep deprived, and I hate it. This is probably my single least favorite animated shot that I've ever done. And that is going to be it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I have an animation coming out in a week or two. I'm very excited about it. It's a fun one. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EliMations, and check out my brand new Discord server. I love you all, and I'll see you very, very soon.